Welcome back to Tabletop Assault. I'm David.
I'm Ross.
And today we're bringing you a Nightvault battle report where I'm going to be killing along with the Ironskulls.
And I'll be using the Sepulchral Guard.
So we're going to venture into the vault today. Our last couple of games we've been sort of finding our feet with some of the armies. We like to think we're getting a good grasp of it now. We wanted to field one of our brand new teams for you. And with that, let's show you the teams. So entering the vault today, we have the Ironskulls. We have, starting from left to right, Haka, Basha, Bonecutter, and leading them is Garzag Ironskull.
And for the Sepulchral Guard, we'll start from left to right. We have the Sepulchral Warden, the Prince of Dust, the Harvester, the Champion, and then base after that, 3 petitioners on the back.
So with that, let's go and set up the vault for today's journey. So this is the Nightvault we're going to be playing today. We've got our game board set out, so we're going to now roll off to see who gets to place down the boards in what order. We're not going to show you what you need to roll off, but you should all know by now, especially if you're watching Nightvault. So Ross, why don't you roll off first?
Yep, so I have 1 crit but 2 full supports, no half supports.
Okay, so I have got... wow! I wish I'd saved that roll for later.
Absolutely.
Well, that's out the system. So Ross will get to choose the first game board, I'll then get to choose the next game board. That will be your territories, and I'll obviously place them in an order. So we've now set up the Nightvault for today. This will be Ross's territory, this will be my territory. It's time to place the objectives. So they've been shuffled. Ross, you want to place the first one down?
Yep, I'll put 1 here.
Okay, I'm going to go with 1 right about there.
Put another 1 over here. Oh, there you go.
There you go. I'll put 1 right about there.
I'll put another 1. Yeah, let's. It needs to be 2 away. 1, 2, 1, 2. Yeah, so I'll put 1.
Okay, Ross, do you want to kindly do the honours and reveal the 5 objectives?
Okay, so we have 1, 3, and 5, and then 4, and 2.
Okay. So I've gone and drawn my Orc deck, so 3 objective cards, 5 power cards. For objectives, I've got Superior Tactician. Score this at the end of the phase if you have 6 or more, if you've scored, 6 or more objective cards. Get to boss. Score this at the end of your, if your warband took an enemy leader out of action in the preceding action phase. And punch up. Score this in the at the end of the phase if each of your surviving fighters, at least 2, made an attack action against a different enemy fighter in the preceding action phase. Power cards, I've got some tools and stuff here. So we've got Gorka Morka's Blessing. The first action with range 1 or 2, the next activation is +1 damage. For Haka, an upgrade for him, Aspiring Boss. During its reaction, during an attack action by this fighter that targets an enemy leader and fails, you can reroll 1 attack dice. Unkillable for Garzag. There's an upgrade for him, another reaction. During an attack action or ploy that takes this fighter out of action, roll a defense dice. If I roll a shield or a crit, they suffer no damage and are not taken out of action, and you discard the upgrade. Having a good time, choose an enemy, choose a fighter, and roll an attack. Yep, if you roll hammer or crit, they can make an additional attack, or additional attack action. And wah, the fighter's attack actions with range 1 or 2 have +1 damage in the phase in which they make a charge action. Not a bad hand. Let's see how Ross fared.
Alright, so now that Dave's left the room, let's have a look at my cards. So first one I've got Stymied, which I'm delighted by because I can get a glory point almost immediately as long as Dave doesn't play a power card in a preceding action phase. So that's looking pretty promising. Invigorated, score this in the 3rd end phase if all of your surviving fighters, at least 3, are inspired. Tricky, but I think I can get there. And March of Dead, score this in the end phase if all your surviving fighters, at least 5, made a move action in the preceding action phase. That's tricky. I'll need to check how that pretty much works, but you know, I think I've just got to have a law of movement, so that's quite tricky. Time Trap, choose a fighter, they take an action, skip your next activation. You cannot play this card after your 4th activation, so I believe this is now kind of banned, this card. We've agreed that we can play banned cards. I'm 90% sure this one is. So I drew that first, get me into trouble later. Illustrious Fighter, choose one of your fighters in the battlefield, place them on the starting hex in your territory. Bit of movement. Restless Dead means I can take a fighter that was taken out and bring them back. Excellent for me because I become inspired when I do that. Coordinated attack, roll an extra dice for each friendly fighter adjacent to target, so when supports happen it becomes really dangerous. And Helpful Whispers, if this fighter has no adjacent friendly fighters, half supports or successes when they make an attack action. Really good as well. I am delighted with this hand. Can I use it to full capacity? We'll find out.
So it's now going down to placing the fighters. So we'll roll off again to see who gets to place down the first fighter in their territory. So I'll roll off first of all this time, see what I get. I got 2 crits and a half support, Ross.
Okay. And I only have a crit and a half support.
So it'll be the orcs to place down their first fighter, and then so on and so forth, and we'll recap in a second. So the orcs have finished up deploying first. So up top I have Basha, then I have Bone Cutter and Garzag Ironskull in the middle, with Haka down here on my flank. Ross, guide us through who you got here.
Okay, I have a Petitioner here. Got another Petitioner here. The Sepulchral Warden just over here. The Prince of Dust. The Champion. The Harvester. And another Petitioner here as well.
So that's where our fighters are placed. We're now going to roll off to see who will get to start battle round 1 or turn 1. Now, as orcs finish deploying first, I'll automatically get a crit to this roll.
Okay.
So, do you want me to go, Ross?
Yeah, go ahead.
So I've got 2 crits so far and 2 half supports.
Okay, so I need 3 crits here. Not quite, only 1 crit and 2 full supports. So you will get first activation.
So into Ironskull's turn 1 here. Very simple, we're just going to just charge as many times as we can, smash some skulls, and yeah, let's see how we fare. So we're going to start off by doing my first activation of this turn. We're going to charge Garzag Ironskull. So I'm just going to quickly work out which way I want to charge him. Okay, so I finished up deciding how I was going to charge Garzag, so he's charged up here to the Harvester.
Yep.
And I'm going to swing my boss choppas at him. So, I need hammers or crits. I roll 2 dice here. I get absolutely nothing.
Okay, and I just need a dodge really to stop you. I don't, but it's just a draw.
So I'm going to play a power card here. I'm going to play Having a Good Time. So if I roll a hammer or a crit, I can choose a fighter to make an attack action, which will obviously be Garzag Ironskull. Ross, you going to play any power cards?
I think you've got to resolve yours first.
Cool. So hammer or crit time. That's cocked. We get a hammer.
Okay.
So we'll swing back again at the Harvester, looking for hammers or crits. We get a hammer and a crit.
So I can't actually physically stop you.
No.
So I do have a dodge, but 3 damage, you kill me.
Ross is now playing a power card.
So I'm going to play Restless Dead, which allows me to place a fighter that was taken out of action, other than Sepulchral Warden, on a starting hex in your territory. So I'm going to put Harvester back in,
Loving it.
which will also inspire him.
Okay. I'm actually going to play a power card as well. I'm going to use my glory I've just earned for killing the Harvester to give unkillable upgrade to Garzag. It's a reaction during any attack action attack action applied that takes this fighter out of action. If I roll a defense dice, so roll a shield or a crit, they suffer no damage and are not taken out of action, and you discard the upgrade.
So I'm going to activate the Sepulchral Warden next. I'm going to choose the action, choose 2 other friendly fighters to make move actions with these fighters. This does not allow a fighter to move twice in a phase. So I'm just going to move 1, 2, and 1.
So Ross is choosing to play no power cards.
Yep,
Not
going to play any.
I will play 1 power card. I'm going to play Gorka Morka's Blessing. The first attack action, range 1 or 2, and the next activation has +1 damage. So my next activation will be with Bone Cutter. And Bone Cutter is going to declare a charge. So there. And he's going to take a swing at the Sweet Prince. So Bone Cutter is going to swing the big chopper. Now due to Gorka Morka's blessing, it is now officially damage 3 for this activation. And I get to swing 2 dice looking for hammers and crits, and I do get a half support because Garzug is nearby. We do get a half support, we get 2 of them.
Okay, I need a dodge symbol or a crit. So I do get it, but you do succeed because you've got 2 half supports.
So that's 3 damage. So into the power phase, I am actually going to play down a card. So I'm going to spend a bit of glory to play the Wah, giving my attack actions to the fighter of my choice, +1 range. Well, sorry, actions with a range 1 or 2 have +1 damage in the phase in which they make a charge action. And we're giving the Wah to Garzug Ironskull. Might as well give it to him now while he's got the chance. Ross, it's your turn to play down a power card.
Okay, it might be dangerous to do this. It's going to be a bit of a gamble. Illusionary Fighter. Choose one of your fighters in the battlefield and place them on a starting hex in your territory. I'm going to move the Sepulchral Warden into this starting hex here.
No additional power cards from me. Any additional from you, Ross?
Nope. So for my next activation, I'm going to activate the Sepulchral Warden, who's going to place a friendly fighter that is taken out of action onto a starting hex in my area. I'm going to move the Prince of Dust back onto here, which will inspire him, and it will also inspire the Sepulchral Warden as well.
Into the power card step, Ross.
So I'm going to activate Time Trap, choose a fighter, they can take an action, skip your next activation. You cannot play this in the 4th activation. So essentially, I'm going to play an activation. This is technically a banned card, but it's a good one.
Go for it.
It's okay. So I will take essentially my next activation.
I know how you're going to do with that.
I'm going to activate the Warden Inspired, and I'm going to attempt an attack action on your big guy.
Garzug, because you've got range 2.
Indeed. So I am supported by 2, which means I've got a lot of chance of success here.
Go for it. 3
dice, all supports help me. So I basically have 3 successes. Only thing I can say is if you get a crit, I'm in danger.
Okay. There's a shield. So it goes through, so I take 3 damage, is that right?
You do indeed.
I'm down to 2 wounds remaining. And you. Basha is going to charge. 1, 2, 3. And he's going to take a swing at your Harvester. So Basha is looking for 2 sword symbols or a crit to hit him with the Smasher. Also critical hits, and this will have knockback 1.
Okay.
And I do get a half support as well because of Garzug. We do get a shield. Would you like to try and dodge it with a swivel defense?
Well, the shield won't count for anything.
So sorry, I mean the, you know what I mean.
So did you need hammers or swords?
Swords.
Oh right, I need a dodge or I need a crit. That's
the wrong dice, Ross.
Wrong dice. So
you
dodge. So I think you still can push me back though.
So I push back the Harvester just to get a bit of breathing space just now. But what I'm now going to do is I'm going to use, well, Ross obviously his next activation is skipped due to Time Trap. So I'm now going to use another guy who's going to declare a charge, which will be Haka. He's going to come over to, where do I want to go? I actually want to go to here. So Haka is going to swing his chopper. Now if I get crits, it gets the cleave ability, but you don't use defense shields.
I do not.
So we're looking for swords or crits. We get neither.
Neither. I'll just roll. I get crits.
You can push me back. Oh no, you cannot.
No, I don't think I can.
So yeah, so I don't know why we were saying that Ross could drive me back there. That's not possible. Anyway, end of that charge. I'm not playing any power cards. Ross, would you care to?
Nope.
On to Ross's last activation. Just before we move on to Ross's last activation, we forgot to mention that Gorka Morka's blessing is now gone. So Ross, your last activation.
Okay, my last activation. I know you are unkillable at the moment, which is really, really tricky, but I need to get through you at some point, and there is a chance you might still die. So I'm going to attempt to, with the Warden Inspired, to try and kill your Ironskull.
Okay.
Okay, now he's technically inspired, David, at the moment, because I think you took damage.
Oh yeah, I'm inspired. We forgot about that, guys. So let's just flip him round. It doesn't really do much except for I get to reroll attack actions.
Oh my word, so I really want to bring him down.
Yeah.
So let's go with that. I get 3 dice. I will get half supports as a success. I've got a crit and 1 hammer.
Okay, so I need a crit here basically, or this is bad. Well, I got a hammer, so it will go through, which means I need to activate my unkillable. So on a shield or a crit, nothing happens.
I need you to die.
Oh, if you die, it's pretty bad for me.
It's pretty bad. Do not get a shield or a crit.
We got a shield!
No!
Now, Garzag's unkillable upgrade is removed, but he will suffer no damage, and he is still at 2 wounds remaining, inspired. So no power cards are getting played from either side. We've just removed the charge tokens because that's the action phase is all over. We're now going to go straight on to see if we scored any extra glory. So do we achieve any glory? So I've already got 2 pieces of glory which I've spent already on upgrades, but they were achieved for killing 2 of Ross's units. I now get punch up for 2 additional glory, as at least 2 of my surviving fighters have made attack actions against 2 different enemy fighters in the preceding action phases. So I'm up to a total of 4 glory, and I will be discarding, not any objective cards, but I will be discarding the, in fact, you know what? I'm not going to discard any cards. I'll keep it for fun.
So I will score 1 glory, as you do not play any power cards in the preceding action phase, which Stimate will allow me.
So we're now going to resolve my hand. Just to let you know, I did spend 1 extra glory for Aspiring Boss on Haka. He gets to reroll 1 dice against leaders. So I've got 3 spent glory and 1 unspent. I already had Superior Tactician and Get the Boss. I've just drawn my 3rd objective card, which is score in the 3rd end phase if none of your fighters are out of action, which is great. Probably not achievable, but I didn't discard any of these objectives. Because I'd used up all my power cards, I was able to draw a brand new hand of 5, so we get Dead Air. This fighter can only be driven back by critical hits. Headbutts, which is a weapon which can basically take a model out of action for the whole, until the rest of the phase, which is really, really good. We then have Daylight Robbery, trying to steal some glory. Leading by Example, it's a reaction power card. Play this if the attack action made by your leader that takes an enemy fighter out of action. Another friendly fighter that has not made a move or charge action can make a charge action, which is really, really good. Then we have Brutal but Cunning. It's a reaction. Play this after a friendly fighter's attack action. You can push the fighter up to 3 hexes. That's huge for me, giving me some maneuverability. So we've got Superior Tactician, Get the Boss, Ard is Iron for objectives, Dead Ard, Headbutt, Daylight Robbery, Leading by Example, and Brutal but Cunning for my power cards for round 2.
So these are the cards I have in my hand. I'm going to keep Invigorated Dead because I think that should be quite easy to achieve at the 3rd phase. But I'm actually going to remove March of the Dead. I think it's really good, but I can't work out a way that you can move basically 7 guys in 1, activation. Let me know what your advice on that one is. I'd love to know what cards can help. I know I can at least move 2 with the Warden, but I just don't see how I can move 7 guys in one activation. So let me know on that one. Part of me thought maybe it was through multiple activations, maybe it's during a whole phase, but I think it's just 1, so that's really tricky. So I'm going to get rid of that. I'm going to get rid of Coordinated Attack. I think that's quite good because I do outnumber, but I think I just need to redraw and get a wee bit better hand. I'm going to keep Helpful Whispers just in case someone gets isolated and then I can become super deadly, because I am causing a wee bit of damage on that side as well. So discard them, keep them, allow me to draw 2 more objectives and 4 more power cards. Let's see what they are. So my new cards are as follows. Swift Advance, score this in the end phase of all of your surviving fighters in the enemy territory. Well, David's really charging into me, so that's looking almost impossible, if not super difficult. Skills Unforgotten, score some each if your leader takes an enemy leader out of action. Oh boy, possible. I really want that to happen. And then have Scavenge. So after this, play this after a friendly fighter or attack action takes an adjacent enemy fighter with an upgrade out of action, gain an additional glory point. So I really want to take him out, because if I take him out, I'll also get 2 glory, essentially, well, 3 glory. So I really need first turn. Undying, gain extra wounds, helpful. Ancient Commander, base of the Warden, can move 3 guys with a move action rather than 2, which is quite nice. And Shatter Terrain, any fighters that make a move action or pushed or driven in the next activation suffers 1 damage. Super helpful if I activate that at the end, essentially. So if you make a move action, which also counts as a charge, Can cause 1 damage in David's, which might be helpful, but it won't kill anyone. So I might want to hold on to that for a wee bit yet. But yeah, I need first activation and I need to kill his commander. If I do so, this game will swing.
So into round 2, you've just seen our new hands, our new objectives, our new power cards. I think both of us really want first turn here, is that right?
Yeah, so I think we've probably both discussed our strategies, but not to each other. I know mine, and I definitely need first turn, and I need it to go well.
Yeah, I need first turn too, I'm not going to lie, Ross.
Okay, I'll roll first.
Okay,
so
okay.
crits. Need them for none. So I've got 2 half sports, so if you roll no crits here, it could be dangerous. Oh boy, David, do not roll a crit. Oh my lord.
I've rolled a crit. So orcs will take the turn in battle round 2. So my first activation is going to be none other than Garzag Inspired himself. He's going to charge onto objective 5. And straight away we're going to smack up, what's his name?
It's the Warden.
The Warden.
Sepulchral Warden.
Now, because I'm inspired, I will get to re-roll 1 dice for my attack action. Also, due to the WA upgrade, I actually have damage 4 characteristic rather than damage 3.
So if you succeed here, you'll kill him.
Okay, so we're looking for hammers and crits with the boss choppers. Oh wow!
Wow,
So you can't actually stop it.
Yeah, even if I roll, nope, that's a complete fail.
So that's 4 damage.
He's out of the game.
So into the power step, I will use a reaction here, leading by example. I can basically choose an enemy fighter as long as I took an enemy unit out of, sorry, I can choose a friendly fighter as long as I took an enemy fighter out of action, which I did, and they can immediately make a charge action as long as they has not moved or charged prior to this. So I will immediately take this gentleman here, which is Bone Cutter. Oh, sorry guys. And Bone Cutter is going to charge to and attack your, is it your, what's he called again?
That's the Harvester, but why don't you move there and then I won't get any support?
Good point. We'll go for the champion.
Yep.
Thank you. So, anyway, the champion, so I will be swinging his big chopper, which has got hammers and crits we're looking for. So we get a hammer and we do get no support,
no. So I will need a dodge here or crit. I get a support, which will not help. Would have helped if you went the other direction.
Yeah, it would have.
How much damage do you cause?
It's just 2.
Just 2? So I'm down to 1 wound.
Ross is not playing any extra power cards, so I'm now going to play Protobic Cunning. Play this after a fighter's attack action, and you can push them up to 3 hexes. So Bone Cutter, 1, 2, 3. He will move to there. I will put a charge token on him because he's technically now made a charge move. Any other power cards, Ross?
Nope.
I'm going to play another power card, might as well get it done out the way. Daylight Robbery. If I roll a hammer or crit, I will take Ross's Unspent Glory.
Oh god.
I think you've got 1 at the moment,
I've got 1.
So hammer or crit. Give me that glory.
Oh goodness.
Still no power cards from Ross. I'm going to use 2 more glory. Just might as well do both of these. I'm going to put Edbutt on Garzug. Edbutt is an ability that if he uses that weapon, and this attack action succeeds, the target cannot be used for that phase. And then I'm going to put Dead Ard on Bone Cutter, so he cannot be driven back by critical hits. The reason being as well, he does actually have an impassable piece there. That could be very bad for Bone Cutter. So that's the end of my first activation. That was quite long-winded, sorry guys, but on to Ross's first activation.
So that was devastating. Beyond devastating. Killed my leader, stole my glory, unravelled my plans.
Champion's down to 1 wound remaining.
I'm beyond that. I have no idea how I'm going to do this. My plan is defunct. So, spend first activation to activate the Harvester Inspired. I'll do a charge action to here.
Cool.
To make some attacks. Just that there. So that'll allow me to do attack action on each one.
Yep, so hit both of them.
Yep, so I'll start with the leader, try and take him out of action. So the Harvester is going to attempt to try and bring down the leader, or at least score me some glory. 3 dice to do so. I get to swing base at each guy here, so 3 dice. I'm looking for swords or crits. So I have 2 levels of success, a crit and a sword.
Cool, so I can't really stop it.
Nope.
I'm going to roll anyway. So we don't get anything, so that will kill Garzag. He is basically dead, he's out of action, guys.
And the Harvester's going to attempt to try and then go after Bone Cutter.
Cool.
3 dice. Now the crit and the half support will succeed.
Cool. Yeah, I stopped one of them, but it doesn't matter. It goes through, so I take how much damage?
2 damage.
2 damage. Now that will inspire Bone Cutter, but he is down to 2 wounds remaining.
So I've got a reaction which is Scavenge. Play this card after a friendly fighter's attack action takes an adjacent enemy fighters with an upgrade out of action. Gain an additional glory. Your leader did have a bunch of stuff, so I'll get an additional glory for killing.
So my next activation, I'm going to activate Basha on a charge to here. And he's going to swing at the champion. Now I will get half supports, because I do have Bone Cutter next to my target. And if I get critical, I get knockback 1.
Okay.
So looking for swords here. We don't get anything.
So even if I don't succeed, which I get a crit, I'm okay.
You are indeed.
So with the champion survival, I'm going to activate and try and swing with the champion into Bone Cutter. Try and bring them down 2 dice. Gonna need hammers to do this. I've got a crit, and I'll say that's not caught. So 1 crit.
So really the only thing I can do is survive on a crit, because you're 2 damage here. So I need a crit or it's dead Bone Cutter. Nope, not even close. So Bone Cutter dies. This is looking bad for the orcs. My 3rd activation, I'm going to activate Haka himself, and he's going to attack the prince. So I need Louis using his chopper. I need some swords or crits. We get a sword.
Okay, I need a dodge or a crit. Nope.
No.
So we'll go through. How much damage do you cause?
He'll take 1 damage, and I'm also going to drive you back.
Okay.
What I will do is I'll drive you back into that impassable piece of terrain, so you take an additional damage. Sorry guys, Ross doesn't take an additional damage. That's not a lethal hex. That's just a blocked. So I'm moving him, the prince, down to here. That's for my pushback, or my driven back. So yeah, no power cards from me.
None for me either, I think.
Okay. So Ross played no power cards, moving into his next activation.
So 3rd activation, I'm going to attempt to charge with the prince back into Haka.
Okay,
So,
swing away.
Yep, so it's going to be 3 dice. Looking for hammers or crits. So I've got 1 hammer, no support helps.
Okay, so I need a shield or a crit to ignore this. I do, it's ignored. Into the power cards, Ross.
So first I'm going to activate Undying, and I'm going to put that onto the champion, basically giving him 1 extra wound. And have you got anything to play?
No, I've got none, no cards.
Cool.
Played them all immediately.
Going to play Shattered Terrain. Any fighter that makes a move, are pushed or driven back in the next activation suffers 1 damage.
My last activation is I am actually going to activate Haka again over here, and he's going to swing into the Prince of Dust.
Yep.
Looking for swords and looking for crits. We get nothing.
Okay. I get a dodge.
Nothing happens.
So I'm going to play something. I think David, you're not playing anything?
I've got no cards to play.
Oh my goodness. So I'm going to go with Helpful Whispers for one of my glories. If this fighter has no adjacent friendly fighters, half supports count as a success. So I'm going to put that on the Prince. And for my last activation, I am going to basically charge the champion onto, who's that?
Haka.
Haka. So I get 2 dice. I will get supports though, and I'm going to need hammers to do this. I do get cleave as well. If I get a crit, you can't defend with shield. So I actually score nothing.
Don't even know why I'm rolling. Yay, I get nothing either. So the end of round 2, let's see if anyone scored any glory. There was no power cards played there either, guys. I did get the boss. I killed Ross's leader, so I get 1 additional glory for that, bringing me up to around about 6, I believe. Ross, any glory for you?
Nope.
So I discarded my last 2 objectives, which was Ard as Iron and Superior Tactician, to draw 3 more. So I've got Endless Slaughter. Score at the end of the phase if 5 more fighters are out of action. Great. Call of the Wasp. Score immediately if 3 more fighters made a charge. Not happening. Good Scrap. Score at the end of the phase if 3 or more fighters are taken out of action in the preceding action phase. Not happening. Brand new set here, so we got Last Lunge or Power card. Play this during attack or ploy action that takes out one of my fighters. If I roll a hammer or a crit, I get to attack as long as I attack the attacker. Pillage, remove an objective. Deafening Bellow, choose an enemy fighter adjacent to one of your fighters. Push that fighter 1 hex. More chopping, roll an extra attack dice for the first attack action in the next activation. And Scrag'em. Each friendly fighter that supports the first attack action in the next activation is considered to be supporting 2 fighters.
So on to my turn for drawing. Essentially, I'm just going to summarise mine quickly. All of them are going. That one needs my leader. This one essentially needs my leader to bring back people. That one needs my leader. And this one requires me to move everyone into the enemy territory, which is no chance going to happen. So let's redraw the whole hand. So very interesting draw there. Essentially all my objectives are done. So score this if your leader's holding an objective. Oh, he's dead. Battle without end. Score this in the end phase if 2 or more friendly fighters return to the battlefield in the preceding action phase. Leader's dead, so you can't help there. And Bloodlust requires me not to take any damage in the preceding action phase. That one's really difficult, but possible. But my power cards on the other hand are very good. So Lethal Lunge basically can make the Warden bear. Well, unfortunately, not going to happen. Trust to Luck, discard any number of power cards and draw that number of power cards from your deck. Quite good, might play it later. Clawing Hands, each friendly fighter that is not on the battlefield is considered to be supporting the first attack action next activation. Only my leader's actually dead, but still not bad. Assumed Command, each friendly fighter that supports this fighter is considered to be 2 supporting fighters. So that's quite good. And Ceaseless Attack, play this after a friendly fighter's attack action, make an attack action with a friendly fighter, which is also quite good. So there's plans. I need to be careful, but my power cards could really be devastating. My cards for actually scoring glory, not so much.
So you've now seen our new objective cards and power cards. Let's roll to see who goes first.
Show me crits!
They did, they
2
showed
crits.
it in kind.
Yep.
2 crits for Ross. 2
Oh.
crits for me, but I do have a half support.
Yeah, so you will
Get
get
turn.
first activation. So we're going to go into the third and final activation. David will get to go first, which is proving deadly to me. I don't know how I feel about that. Difficult one in this one. I really need to get a very good first activation to have a good lethal strike in David. We'll see how David does as we go into his first activation.
My first activation is I'm just going to move Basha down to here. Let's get power cards ready. Into the power step, and I will be playing 1 card. I'm going to play Deafening Bellow. Choose an enemy fighter adjacent to one of your fighters and push that fighter 1 hex. He's going to go back 1.
Okay. Wow. I did not see that coming. That changed a lot of my plans. So that was an incredible play by David, because a lot of my cards relied on support to really get the most out of it, and well played, David. Like, I can't believe that happened. Well, so I'm gonna do Clawing Hands, which each friendly fighter that is not on the battlefield is considered to be supporting the first attack action in the next activation. So I've only got 1 guy who's actually dead, unfortunately it's my Warden, but he will count as support in my next activation. You got any other cards to play?
No.
No, okay. Right, so I'm going to give Assumed Command to my Prince, which each friendly fighter that supports the fighter is considered to be 2 supporting fighters. So I'll give that to the Prince.
Okay, any other ones?
And no, I think that is me for all my cards. Yep, that's me for now. So for my first activation, I'm going to charge with the Harvester. Now he does move 3, so 1, 2, 3, and I'll attempt to do attack action on both these guys, so I do get to attack them separately. So he will be actually in full support because I have 1 guy here, and then the Warden who's dead who's going to help. So I get full supports, but David also gets half supports because they're supporting each other. So we'll tend to go with, is it Basha?
Yep.
Yep, we'll attack him first, so 3 dice, needing swords or crits and supports, so just not hammers. Oh man, that's devastating.
Let's get ready. So I need a crit here. This was on Basha, wasn't it?
Yep.
Nope. I do get half support, but it doesn't overrule a crit, so you get the damage.
So that'll be 2 damage on Basha. And next I'm going to do my attacks onto Haka, looking for anything but hammers. Oh my words! Jeez, oh, absolute anything else.
Cool, so I'm not even going to roll my dice because it does nothing, so yeah. Power step, so Ross is going to play.
Yep, ceaseless attack, it's a reaction after this. Was technically not into the power step yet, this is a reaction.
Yeah, sorry.
Play this after a friendly fighter's attack action, make an attack action with another friendly fighter. So I'm going to do it with the Prince. Now he counts, because he's got assumed command, each friendly fighter that supports this fighter is 2 support. So again, I'm going to get full support here. So now I want hammers. If I get anything but swords. Cool. So the exact opposite of last time. So yep, I've got 1 full support, and thanks to assumed command that helps.
So I can't really stop it. Nope, doesn't stop it, so he does
2 damage.
So Basha will die, but I will be immediately playing a reaction. Last lunge, I'm going to strike you back. So last lunge, if I get a hammer or crit, I'll get to attack with Basha at the Prince. Oh, I don't. So nothing happens there.
So I'm going to play my first card, which will be Trust to Luck. Discard any number of power cards and draw up to that number of power cards from your deck. So I'm going to discard that one, because I can't achieve it, or I can't use it. And allow me to draw 1 more card.
I'm going to play more chopping. So roll an extra attack dice for the first attack action in the next activation. Any extra power cards from you, Ross?
I'm going to say no, I'm not going to play this. I've only got 1 left and the audience haven't seen it yet, but they might soon, but I'm not going to play it yet.
So my next activation, I'm just going to literally swing with Haka into the Prince, is that right?
Yep, that's the Prince of Dust.
Prince of Dust, because there's no point in charging the champion. I've got 2 activations left, I just have to try and see this out. So 3 dice, looking for swords and crits. We get a crit, so you need to get a crit as well, Ross, in your defense. Nope. You do get a save, but it doesn't stop the crit, so you take 1 damage. You're down to 1 wound, I believe.
Yep, but he's down to 1 wound.
Ross, your next activation, buddy?
Next activation's gonna be the Prince.
Okay, well, there's only 1 guy to hit, so time to smack up Haka.
Yep, so I'm still under assumed command, so any sports counts 2, so I'm under full support at the moment. Looking for hammers, anything but swords.
You do get a full support though.
How has this keep happening?
So I need a shield or a crit. I get neither. So how much damage do I take?
2 damage.
2 damage. So I'm down to 2 wounds, but Haka is now inspired. Which...
Yep, and I will knock you back.
Cool.
So I'm going to knock you back 1, which I have moved just from there. Got any card display?
Don't want to play any? Nope, not at all.
Me neither.
Next activation is going to be with Haka. Now Haka the Inspired is just going to move up 1, 2, 3, is going to charge to there. And he's going to just swing with his choppers. Now because he's inspired, these now cause 2 damage apiece, so I can actually kill the champion. I'm looking for swords and crits. I'll say that's not cocked, so only 1 sword. It's not looking good so far.
I need a crit!
You got a shield.
So that'll be the champion. Obliterated.
Ross, your next activation?
So I'm gonna basically activate the Prince, go in for a charge. 1, 2, 3. Try and bring you down possibly. So he'll get 3 dice. Need hammers. And I think, I don't think I've got... Oh no, I'd get half supports because there's no friendly adjacent models.
You do indeed.
So half supports count as well. Anything but full support or swords. That's 3 successes, so a crit will save you.
No. Do get a shield though, but it's not enough. So you will kill Haka, and let's see how we exit the Nightvault. So at the end of the round 3, I will achieve good scrap. Score this at the end of the phase if 3 or more fighters were taken out of action in the preceding action phase. Well, I lost Haka, Basha, and you lost the champion, so I will get 2 glory.
And tragically once again, no glory for the Sepulchral Guard.
So the teams have exited the vault with their wounds and glory or non-glory and tatters. So we have Ironskulls with 10 glory.
The Sepulchral Guard at 5.
So the Ironskulls leave the vault victorious. So guys, hope you enjoyed that. It was good to see a brand new faction in the Nightvault today with Ross's Sepulchral Guard, and I got a hand on the Ironskulls for the first time. That was an interesting game.
Yeah, so I am very much like, I've not played Fantasy or anything like that in quite a while, but I'm very much when it comes to undead factions. Huge fan, so I was really happy to get to play them. And I like the mechanic that if you bring guys back, they come back inspired, and the Warden just needs 2 of them to really come back to become inspired himself. Well, yeah, the Warden. So that's really nice in that one as well. I was maybe being a little bit too aggressive for the Warden. I really tried to go for the kill on your boss, and there was a chance it could do it.
There was indeed.
But I think overall in this game, you know, the heart of the cards were with you on this one, David.
It was.
Every time you seemed to draw, it was beautiful. It was beautiful, and you got your rolls. I had a chance, the Warden, to obviously kill your leader outright, but he came back unkillable, and that really cost me a lot. And as soon as I lost the Warden, I couldn't. There was no chance for me to inspire, and a lot of my cards required my leader to essentially do a lot of stuff, and I just couldn't quite get the glory. I caused the damage, and then became a lot more tactical with my guys, and I think that really helped. But a lot of it does revolve around the Sepulchral Guard leader. For the support, also good damage, but I was maybe a little bit too eager.
Yeah, I think you pulled the trigger on me a bit too soon.
Yeah.
I think you could have maybe seen how the round was going to play out a little bit, because you always would have had the option to come in and maybe kill him. Yeah. But yeah.
So yeah, hope you guys enjoyed. Please comment, share, like and subscribe. I'm always very eager to hear what people think of sort of deck building in this one. Please give me hints, and let us know what you think. We've got many more teams coming in the future, and we're looking forward to showing you them as well. So with that, thanks again, and we'll see you in our Tabletop Assault Battle Report.